Hey everybody, Ben here. Gonna do a Sunday morning ink blot, and it was feeling very earthly or nature, shamanic driven. So we got green, brown, and then black and white was pulling forward. So I'll share a picture of that, and then show you what we got, and we'll go over it. See ya. All right, everybody, should be able to see what I dropped, and then a picture of what came through. So immediately, I am drawn. I don't know why, but I see this as a wand here in the center, and the magic or the power is in the nature, in the habitat is coming through of uh, freedom. So normally we think of a wand, we will use this to uh, perform magic, and it is an item that we acquired that is shaped a certain way that we are entitling it to control things, to manifest, to create our experience. When we're looking at, uh, shamanic in general, a lot of nature is used, and these items all hold power. Everything holds power to an extent, however you want to view it or look at it. And taking something in its natural form is going to be more potent than something manufactured, say, taking all these natural components and making a card versus, like a piece of wood, a pine cone, going out in nature and creating something uh, out of it. And I was drawn uh, right here. It looked like kidneys to me, our kidneys, a filter, also a water, our emotions. Uh, do we need to filter our emotions? Do we need to go out in nature and ground more? Is it we may be grounding in our home or in a space that isn't, I don't want to say cleansed enough, maybe, but potent, powerful enough, secluded enough in a way that removing all the background noises. We could think in our home, what do we bring into our home? Our our work experience, our troubles, and we process them in there. Are they still there? That energy is heavy, it's still here. Or say we work a lot and we just come to our home to rest, but we're too exhausted to truly rest in this density. We need to go somewhere else where we are free. I don't know if I'd really talked on it, but filtering our emotions. The Could look at this two different ways. Uh, Thoughts and emotions and energies coming in. Do we need to filter it better versus taking ownership of everything that's coming through and owning it? Uh, that we have to deal with it, that we have to figure it out. Do we have to know everything all the time? Also, uh, going into this space, nature, this experience is going to filter our emotions out so we can actually get the insight that we're seeking versus trying to do it possibly, like I said, in our home, and maybe there's just density there that sure we could cleanse all we want, but sadly we're still carrying it, whatever it may be, subconsciously or reserved in our mind somewhere till something comes or we visualize something and then it brings us back to that moment that may be clouding our judgment. And by going into the nature, we have that ability to remove it all because there's a lot more helpful energies around to uh, uh, isolate or remove those thoughts. At the top, I kind of see rabbits, rabbits there, and obviously we can look at their fertility, which is creation, birthing things. We have uh, we always have these energies in us, whether we're going through a hard time or a positive time. Obviously, positive is easier to experience and to see that we can make actions and decisions and be very creative in that great mindset. But if we are in a negative experience, which uh, I think My collective probably is, not saying horribly negative, but things could be better. There's still very fertile ground there. There's fertile energy there. We have to figure out how to use it. How do we use this energy? We always have it, and this is transmutation, alchemy to the baseline. How can we transform this into something that's beneficial? So we'll pull some cards here. So how can we? Yeah, let's just focus on that. What do we need to see? Well, of course, we've got to go to nature. The High Priestess. Intuition. How are we transmuting this? Using our gifts. We all have them. And maybe we can't see it clearly, which is why we need to go somewhere that is more kind of what I was talking about earlier, that doesn't have these abilities to distract us naturally, physically, like phones and things like that. But the energy of a space, and I'm not knocking our home. I'm drawn to say that it just feels like uh, we go there to ponder things, and it's not controlling us, but taking more of our attention than we need to get the answers that we want. We're trying to get the answers there, but it's it's too clouded. So if we go somewhere where we truly have nothing, there's no book, there's no headphones, there's no phones, there's no cars driving by, there's the birds and whoever's rustling in the leaves or the pine needles around you, the grass, and we this energy around us, nature itself, the potency, the power is going to help alleviate these clouded thoughts to get the answers that we're seeking. I'm getting like Native American tribal kind of music, the drumming, the rattles, the humming. It's a lot of power here. A lot of power. Yeah, I know. It's saying you got to ask a question. I don't know what to ask right now. Page of Pentacles reversed. Reluctance. We don't have time to go do this. We can't make time, but we want a resolution. Maybe we go get ambitious about it. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to know? You got to make time. Time for this. When we're in these struggling situations and we want to move forward, we want an answer, and we could be putting a lot of time into it. And sure, we might be doing it the wrong way because we're not fully releasing from the outcome or comfort, safety, and also our mind and how we see that it should pan out. Until a lot of things in life, magical things in life, we got to release from the outcome, even possibly part of the journey. But we do have to take action, a little bit of action. I made a message earlier, and what was coming through before I even started that really went into the power of action. And sure, we can think about something and we can acknowledge something, positive or negative. We can see it for what it is, and we can emotionally do something with that. But it's still there. If it was negative or if it was positive, it still hasn't come. But the second we put a little effort into something, the action, let's just use, let's say I got dirty dishes, and that's dense energy. I'll get to it later. I'll get to it tomorrow. Whenever that energy is still there. And of course, naturally, me cleaning them, yes, I fixed it. But it's the fact that energetically, I am physically doing something to change something. And that is where there's more power. However this may be in your experience, like let's just say I would think I was also talking about the phase, and it was a negative energy. And yeah, we can acknowledge that they're there and being tricksters or something, but physically doing something to isolate the problem that they're creating, then it was gone. It's over. It is done. Granted, those were two negative aspects, but how this could also reflect in positive aspects. What do I need to do to take a step forward in this direction that I want? Granted, it might be as small as um, buying coloring pencils to draw something, but I don't think it's going to turn into anything. But I don't have the energy or the drive or the fertility to feel like I can draw a really nice picture right now. This is just an example. But you buy the material, so it's already there. It's ready for when you have that energy to put into it. Take this step. No matter how this is, anything in life, we need to do action. And granted, we can clear all these things out of our head, or we can heal all these things, but we have to live it. We have to present ourselves this way. We have to be it. We have to do it. And that is action. And that is the turning point of manifestations, however you look at it. The Hermit, introspection. What are we doing here? We do a lot of thinking, we do a lot of seeing, but there's no action. Okay, we're back to action. We've done it. We've done this work. We've seen things. We've healed things. Our perspective has expanded. We see things differently now. Now it's time for the action. We got to do the action. Maybe we were dwelling in this negative experience, and we got all this energy now, this fertility, this creation. But we want to do action and we don't know what to do. Well, then we go into the nature, however that looks, somewhere where we can remove this energies, our thoughts, our experiences that may, even though we're getting really connected, maybe we're going into deep meditation or something, but it's still there. We need to the help of nature in general. Last Judgment reversed. Avoidance. Pretty sure we had another card that was going on this, that we're avoiding it. Why are we avoiding it? Are we afraid to move forward? Did we get comfortable in this hermit mode that we don't want to move forward? We do, but we don't. Why don't we want to? Is there fear? Fear of success? I'm getting really strong chills here at the top of, it's like fear of merging something or seeing how that looks like eyes. Fear of your perspective. Fear of what you see. Are you afraid of it, or are you afraid of what others think of it? Ten of Swords, overburdened. On a personal note, I know when we see too much, it can be overburdening at a time. Go into that hermit mode, and then you see, obviously you're expanding your view, bigger picture, and then you see so much. And maybe you overanalyze things, or I don't want to say judge, but we're viewing, and I don't want to say people less than, but on a different path. And it's overwhelming. Almost sometimes it's giving this feeling of like walking alone, but there's all these people around, and they're there, but they're not there, Huh. Ace of Cups, awakening. Sorry, new camera. Yes, you're awakened now. You're seeing things differently. And kind of going back to what was coming through of being like there and all these people around, but they're not there. They're there physically. It's just you're in a different place. And maybe you can't communicate about this. Or you could, and people think you're a quack or crazy. Maybe your fear of judgment, but don't really see it that way anymore. We're coming into our authenticity. That's naturally what's taking place. And that's kind of the strive in life, I feel. Healing and authenticity, which they both go hand in hand. And during that process, a lot changes. People, places, or things, of course, from our life before. But uh, it can be a little bit lonely at times, but that's part of the process, is fulfilling ourselves all throughout without the need for this external fulfillment to feel whole. And during that process, uh, there's a lot of emotions going on. And maybe that's really going back to why we need to go to this nature. Granted, we spend a lot of time in Hermit and we see a lot, but we have to take action now. And what's that last step? What's that last step to you? What is it that you want to create? Maybe you don't know yet, which we did talk on that briefly. Just a little step. Like I said, I don't know why the colored pencils came through, but something small, uh, that it's there, it's ready for whenever you get that oomph, that little bit of energy boost, that, you know what, I'm going to do this. And you know what's going to be great about it? It doesn't have to be nice. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can just scribble. I'm using this as the analogy here. It doesn't have to be sellable. It doesn't have to be perfect. The whole point of it is that you're being creative. Like, what the hell am I doing here? I'm dropping ink on a piece of paper and folding it. But it's pretty fucking cool, I think. And I enjoy doing it. And it's a way to share a message. So it's like you saw what it looked like beforehand. There's nothing special about that. It's drip, drip, drip here and fold and voila. You know, it is, we're putting our energy into something. We are creating something. And it's like a kid being so proud of their drawing from school in elementary school. And that's a great energy because they made it and they're proud of themselves. And that's what you got to embody, whatever it may be. I'll leave it there. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, or subscribe, and I will talk to you all later.